Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing? I'm Tim Banks. I Chef Tim on Instagram, and I'm on the platform today for Native Sun Now. And we're going to do a quick lunchtime video for you guys, or demo, using some leftovers. So yesterday we had the opportunity to do some amazing beef short ribs that were absolutely delicious for dinner last night. So we're going to repurpose them and use them for lunch today. So this is a simple recipe, very simple steps, but instead of using the packet of seasoning in the ramen noodles, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to take this brick of ramen minus the seasoning, and we're going to create our own fortified stock. The stock is going to use the same ingredients that we braised the beef short ribs in last night. So we'll get started with the stock first, and then we'll do some vegetable prep, and we'll start assembling lunch today. So first we have 1 cup of beef stock ready to go. Just plain beef stock. I use the organic low sodium one. I try to use all low sodium ingredients when I'm cooking. That way I can control the amount of salt that I'm going to influence the food with. So low sodium beef broth. To that I'm going to add 1/3 cup of cream sherry, 1/2 cup of low sodium soy sauce. I'm going to do 1/2 cup, or really it's 1/4 cup of black currant wine. So we got a sweet, a salty, and a savory note going on. We need to put a little acid in this to balance it back out. And we're going to do rice vinegar. So a tablespoon of rice vinegar right into the mixture. We've got all that together. Now in this pot here, you can see it's steaming nicely. We reserved some of the pan drippings from the short ribs last night. So there's some shiitake mushrooms, onions, garlic, and ginger that's already there. That's the base. We're going to add this to it to enrich in and create a nice fortified broth, which is going to actually be the complement to the ramen. So we'll put the top back on that and move over here. Like I said, simple ramen cake. What I like to do with these guys before I use them is hydrate them. So just by putting them in some boiling water, let them steep for about 3 to 4 minutes, drain the water off, and you've got a nice noodle that's ready to go. So if you guys can see that, we're in good shape with our noodles already. So that's a time-saving step we can take when we're prepping. Okay? So we'll move that to the side. Okay, so our vegetable assembly that's going to go in. We've got some blanched carrots. We're going to do some jalapeno slices because we need a little bit of spice, right? We want this spicy. We want it to have just enough kick that's not overwhelming. And what I like about ramen with most soups and dishes that you can prepare at home, you can use what you have. So there's no real rules about it. As long as you got a nice rich stock, a noodle, any protein that you want to interject, you can. Or you can go straight vegetarian with it and just do a bunch of nice roasted vegetables. That's a great way to do it as well. So I've got that going. Bok choy. Bok choy brings that nice crunch. I'm just quartering it into some pieces here. And I'm going to pan saute these in a little bit of just vegetable oil. About the size of a quarter is about all the vegetable oil I'm going to need in this dish. So I'll use about half of this. Let's put a little more in here. So we're going to make one dish. Pan on. About the size of a quarter. Oil. And right in. And we're just going to let that start to work and do its thing. So bok choy is starting to do a quick saute. We're going to prep some green onions because that's going to be part of our garnish as well. So right in. Green onions. We'll put these in a bowl. and save them for our finishing step. I'm starting to hear a little action back there with the bok choy. Oh yeah. It's going to start to pick up some color. It gets nice and bright green quickly, but we're going to get a little bit of color on it because caramelization is flavor. We like caramelization because it just brings the party alive. Makes everything taste so much better. So we've got that working. 2 steps are going on right now. Fortified stock. It's going to come to a boil. We want this super hot to go over the ramen because we really want to wake everything up with that hot broth once we add it to the noodles. And we've got our bok choy doing its thing. If you guys want to follow me please at iChefTim on Instagram. I post a lot of just foodie things. I've been in the industry for a long time now, over 30 years in culinary, doing a variety of jobs. I've worked in hotels, restaurants. I teach now, which is a great way to put all that information I've learned over the years, is to put it in to education, and I really like that. That's probably my favorite part about my career path, is that it's led me to a destination where I can actually share the knowledge, and I just love sharing the knowledge. So please follow me. You're going to see a lot of pictures of my dog. You're going to see some food. And you're going to see a few other things. There we go. That's what we want. See the colors coming in nicely? We're picking up some color. Smells good too. If you want to use a dot of sesame oil, you could. Toasted sesame oil also brings a nice flavor profile to it as well. But I'm just using a little simple vegetable oil. Using what I have. Okay, looking good. We want this to come up to a full rolling boil. So once we get that to a boil, we'll be ready to move on to the next step. And that is building our ramen bowl. So we're going to take the ramen that we've already prepared, and we're going to start to garnish. We're going to do some blanched carrots. And these are easy. These are just pre-packed shredded carrots. Put a little bit of water in them and stuck them in the microwave for about a minute, minute and a half. Drain the water off. Run a little cool water on them to stop the cooking. They're ready to go. Blanched and done. We've got some enoki mushroom straws. We're going to put those in. We're going to go ahead and put our jalapeno garnish in. And then we've got some ginger that's been shredded. So we've got some nice shredded ginger. A little bit of that in there as well. Let's check out our bok choy. Nice. So this is lunch. We want it to be quick. We don't want to put a lot of effort into lunch because I've actually got a Zoom meeting I'm going to in a little while. So just like everyone else, I'm working from home. But you do get hungry. So there goes the bok choy. Right on top. So far so good. Cut that off. We've got our shredded beef short rib. And that's going to go in. There we go. Nice shredded beef short rib. Our stock is boiling. I don't know if you guys can get a close-up of that, but it's nice and hot. Smells amazing. It's got those bits of onion, mushroom, garlic, a little more ginger in there as well. And we're just going to ladle that right into the bowl. And I'm kind of a noodle fan that's not real soupy. Some folks like a lot more broth. I like a moderate amount of broth, but a little more richness to the noodles. Now, because this is nice and hot, it's going to wake the noodles back up. They're going to finish absorbing some of that nice hot liquid that went in. We got a couple more garnishes for this. We've got an egg. So we're going to do the traditional egg. And we're going to do the whole egg. We might as well. We've got some nori, toasted seaweed. We'll garnish right around the edge of the plate with that guy. So far looking good. We're going to go right over. This is a blend of black and white sesame seeds, some toasted garlic, and a little bit of toasted onion. It comes in a blend already, but I love it for finishing. It just adds a nice pop of color and makes the dish look really appetizing. And it tastes good. That's the other thing. So far, we're in the zone with our ramen. Looking good. It's nice and hot. Got a nice aroma to it. We're going to hit it with some Capital City Mambo sauce. This is the sweet and hot one. I like sriracha or hot sauce or anything that brings a little punch to it. So we got heat, we got sweet, we got a little bit of acid. We've got the fortified stock. And we've got a nice umami going on because everything's playing well together. So we're just going to finish with a quick drizzle over the top. And that is today's lunch. Can you guys see that? Wow. I'm going to eat good and then I'm going to go check into this meeting. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Native Sun Now, for inviting me to be a part of this. It's been awesome. But it's lunchtime and back to work time. Please follow me at iChefTim on Instagram. Peace.